Meghan Markle, that sales technique in full. Film the back of her kids' ginger heads, attach schmaltzy message, add nauseating soundtrack, post on Instagram, wait one day, and then sell, baby, sell. Welcome to, as ever, her ladyship's oddball online store, where the weirdness never stops. What's new on the poorly stocked shelves now? Candles at $64 each and a new range of wine. Yours for just $89 a bottle. No thanks. Who exactly does Ms. Markle see as her target market? Billionaires? Meanwhile, Manic Meg is reported to have launched Project 4, a concerted effort to mend the Sussex's icy relationship with Harry's furious royal family back in Britain. Why? Because, of course, she's terrified, with good cause, that William plans to strip his hated brother of his dukedom as soon as possible, which in turn will reduce her to plain old Mrs. Markle of Montecito. After the humiliating removal of preposterous Prince Andrew's titles, the current Duchess of Sussex suddenly wants to be friends with Princess of Wales Kate again. Good luck with that. But back to Meghan's tycoon dreams and Mum of the Year's promotional strategy, exploiting little Archie and Lilibet with a sickening inevitability straight after that touching video featuring the Sussexes and their two children on a happy, snappy family visit to a Halloween pumpkin patch. Meg got down to business. Potential customers duly heartwarmed by saccharine footage of the difficult Duchess, hapless Harry and their red-haired youngsters running around to the tune of the Mamas and Papas pop classic California Dreaming. The digital doors to Meghan's electronic shopping mall swung open. Roll up for mundane domestic products at astronomical prices. $14 jars of Scam Jam, $28 honey pots, and must-have dried flowers sprinkles for only $15. Interested? No, me neither. Now haul out the holly, here comes our heroine's fabulous festive rip-offs, accompanied, of course, by Meg's mangled version of English, her trademark hideously over-the-top gush talk that makes you want to say, Meghan, it's just candles, not the Gettysburg Address. But here she goes, waxing lyrical about signature candle 519, scented with Moroccan mint, cardamom, and tea leaves in an intoxicating cocktail that, and I quote, evokes the freshness of a day in the English countryside and captures cherished memories of the ease and joy of Meghan's marriage to Britain's second worst prince on May the 19th, 2018, as in the 19th of the 5th, 519. See? Now on to signature candle 084, as in August the 4th, her birthday. This obscenely expensive slice of perfumed heaven apparently comprises water lotus, sandalwood, and California poppy. This, Meg reveals, warms her family home and will, she promises, feel like a hug. What does that even mean? Answers on a postcard, please. $64 each, 50 quid or so in British money. Lots of words spring to mind. Bargain isn't one of them, but it gets worse. Don't miss the latest addition to the Duchess's line of Van Very Ordinaire. After the wannabe royals at Rosé Plonk, après le Sauvignon Blanc, savour the delights of her 2021 vintage Napa Valley Brut. Crafted, apparently, from Pinot Noir and Chardonnay grapes. This bank-busting booze is a wallet-draining $89 a throw. But check this out. If you purchase 12 bottles or more, wait for it, drum roll, magnanimous Meg will let you off the $20 shipping fee. So, for a mere $1,068, you save 20. Honestly, who does this out-of-touch woman think she's kidding? Is it just me? Or is she living in her own fantasy land full of fabulously rich, gullible suckers prepared to shell out small fortunes on run-of-the-mill tat you can buy for a fraction of the cost literally anywhere else? Call me cynical or call me realistic, but at this ridiculous rate, I predict that, in the words of George Michael, this could be, as ever's, last Christmas. In other news, Harry and Meghan went to the ball game, a romantic date night at the Dodgers Stadium, to whoop and cheer as the LA Dodgers took on the Toronto Blue Jays. Who won? Who cares? But as the gruesome twosome continue their campaign against harmful social media, Meghan, Instagramming the hell out of their sporting night out, seemed a tad hypocritical. And finally, Harry granted an interview to comic Hassan Minjal, who persuaded his regal guest to have a go at changing his accent and speaking American. Unsurprisingly, he wasn't very good at it. But then again, the dim Duke's less than eloquent posh boy English isn't very good either. Meghan Markle's sensation. The difficult Duchess is returning to acting in a major Hollywood movie and has bravely agreed to play the villain herself. She'll join small star cast Lily Collins, Brie Larson and Jack Quaid in Close Personal Friends, a film about two couples divided by fame. 8 years after she retired from showbiz to take on the real-life role of a royal wife, Ms. Markle is heading back to the wonderful world of entertainment. But never mind the mildly interesting announcement. It's the timing of the announcement that is really raising eyebrows. Just as her nemesis, Prince William, was in Brazil soaking up the headlines amid the extensive coverage of his environmental Earthshot prize, along came Meg in what looked suspiciously like a shameless bid to upstage him. Let's face it, the girl's got form. Who can forget the day it emerged that her sister-in-law Kate was set to make her first public appearance since revealing she was battling cancer, as the world thrilled to the happy prospect of the Princess of Wales attending the Trooping the Colour ceremony. The Duchess of Sussex unveiled her exciting plans to launch a range of dog biscuits. Which of these two stories do you think dominated the front pages? Take a wild guess. Meanwhile, her ladyship's hapless husband, Harry, is no slouch when it comes to relentlessly fighting the publicity war either, seizing the moment to issue his Remembrance Day statement just when his hated brother was basking in the media limelight down in South America. Blame it on Rio, but suddenly there was the Ginger Duke unleashing news of his pretend royal visit to Toronto. He was off to Canada to remember the fallen with his fellow military veterans. Nothing wrong with that, of course. Commendable, in fact. But why did Harry put out his press release at exactly the same time William was the focus of global attention? Take a wild guess. But back to Meghan's movie, and it's the latest sign of her whirling dervish approach to what to do next. Acting is her first love, apparently. Shame she's not much cop at it. Her thespian efforts tend to be a tad on the wooden side. I give you Suits, the legal drama in which she was outperformed by the furniture. But still, she thrashes out in all directions in increasingly desperate attempts to see what sticks. So far, not much. What a strange pair the Sussexes are, though. Meg thinks everyone wants 3 jars of jam for Christmas. Prince Harry thinks he's a working member of the royal family. And we all think, what planet are this ever more weird duo on? The answer, of course, is planet Sussex, where goodness knows anything goes. Yeah, her ladyship is still trying to flog you hideously overpriced, mundane domestic products, and her harebrained husband still seems to believe nothing has changed since he swapped his important regal duties for an empty new life of nothingness on the faraway West Coast. As he fiercely fought the battle for newspaper column inches, Harry firmly denied that he was trying to overshadow his big brother, insisting the strategic Canada disclosure was nothing to do with sibling rivalry. Yeah, right. The Seething Spares team maintained the timing clash was because the Dim Duke, and I quote, is not afforded the same level of security as other members of the royal family. But he's not a working member of the royal family, is he? Therefore, Harry's excuse went on, it means that the period of time in which we can release details of events is more truncated than it is for His Majesty the King or the Prince of Wales. Eh? If you believe that, I've got some swampland to sell you in Florida. In other news, Harry has written an essay all by himself. Well, maybe. Recalling the glory days when he served his country, his 647-word opus is called The Bond, the Banter, the Bravery, What It Means to be British. Behind the gilded gates of the Montecito Palace in the Californian sun he shares with his Tinseltown wife, can the runaway prince even remember what it means to be British? You decide. Meghan Markle and her spare, Prince Harry, are embroiled in a furious all-out war with the Kardashians amid the astonishing row they're calling Photogate. Hollywood is transfixed after pictures of the Sussexes were mysteriously removed from the glittering collection of photographs taken at Kris Jenner's star-studded 70th birthday party. Now the burning question is, why? There is fevered speculation that the highly influential Kardashian clan decided that they did not want to be associated with Harry and Meghan's increasing toxicity. But as the showbiz gossip mill went into overdrive, Meg's favourite mouthpiece, People magazine, reported that, in fact, it was the difficult Duchess who demanded to be cut out of the picture. She was said to be annoyed that organisers ignored her when she ticked the no box on the photo consent form. Either way, the excruciatingly awkward standoff has dealt a crushing blow to Meghan's desperate desire to be a fully signed-up member of California's A-list celebrity elite. The glamorous bash, attended by the likes of Serena Williams, Beyoncé, Paris Hilton and Justin Bieber, was hosted by Amazon billionaire Jeff Bezos and his wife Lauren Sanchez. But now the happy James Bond-themed event has triggered a bitter bust-up that has left the Kardashians bemused and angry, made Jeff and Lauren very upset, and consigned the Duchess of Sussex and her hapless husband to the frozen wasteland of Tinseltown, Siberia. Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian and the entire first family of reality television have let it be known that their royal guests, and I quote, won't be easily forgiven. The extraordinary dispute came to light after Harry and Meghan were snapped arriving at the Bezos' $164 million Beverly Hills mansion and then enjoying the fun in the ballroom. Harry, in his 007 black tuxedo, at one point caught on camera dancing up to birthday girl Kris, and Meghan all smiles as she posed with TV Queen Kim. But suddenly, all images of the Sussexes were scrubbed from Kris and Kim's Instagram social media roundup. And now the debate centres on this. Did the Sussex duo not want to be seen with reality trash? Or did the Kardashians not want to be seen with royal brat Harry and poisonous publicity magnet Meghan, who has fallen out of favour following a series of allegations of bullying her staff, disclosed in excoriating articles in respected publications, The Hollywood Reporter and Vanity Fair? You decide. Whatever the truth, Meghan is seriously in all-powerful Kris and Kim's bad books. And in Hollywood, that's the biggest no-no in town. As one insider told American OK editor Rob Shooter, you simply cannot ghost the Kardashians. Another well-connected source added, Kim doesn't do take-backs. If you show up to a Kardashian production, you're part of the machine. Meghan has made another Hollywood enemy. And unlike royals, Kardashians don't forgive easily. Roger that with Kim's crew, but I'm not sure the royals have forgiven her ladyship either. They're not about to forget Ms Markle branding them racists or her ongoing feud with Princess of Wales Kate, which continues to enrage Prince William. But back to Meghan's major mistake. And it wasn't only the Kardashians she managed to get on the wrong side of. The subtext to her joining the Kris Jenner party was to suck up to sometime world's richest man, Jeff Bezos, whose production company is making the movie Close Personal Friends, in which former Suits star Meg has staged a kind of return to acting by playing herself. So, as well as falling out with one of the most important families in Hollywood, she's also screwed things up with one of the most important money men in Hollywood. Congratulations, Meg. Nice work. Sometimes you wonder if this calamitous woman ever does anything right. Meanwhile, over on the Christmas special of Netflix's dreadful cooking dirge with Love Meghan, the self-styled domestic goddess is busy dishing out essential tips on how to spread cream cheese onto bagels. And then, inevitably, how to sprinkle dried flowers all over them. Great. Let's talk more about this mind-numbing nonsense. Oh, wait a minute. I've got a better idea. Let's not. Meghan Markle's latest interview is an extraordinary walk on the weird side that, frankly, fills me with concern for her hapless husband, Harry. If the petulant prince hated his past role as the royal spare, what must he feel about his current role as Meghan's spare, reading his wife's rambling, self-obsessed psychobabble in the new edition of Harper's Bazaar magazine? It is hard not to conclude that Harry is little more than a bit-part player in the magnificent Ms Markle's glorified life story. As is her ladyship's wont, she waxes lyrical about just how much Harry loves her, how his love for her is bold, how no one in the world loves her more. But there's no mention of her love for him, if indeed it even exists. You get the distinct impression that the difficult Duchess is so consumed with herself that there's no room in her narcissistic world for anyone else. Meanwhile, the Californian claptrap she spews is like a foreign language. Somehow, she believes making jam is courageous. She hopes her kids Archie and Lilibet recognised the valour of boiling up fruit in the kitchen. And she's off. I hope they see the value of being brave. They saw it when the jam was just a pot on the stove bubbling. Did they? On the basis that her children are not as lost in West Coast space as she is, maybe, just maybe, they didn't think much about their mother's cooking at all. And then on to Harry. Poor, hopeless Harry, trapped in the spider's web. He loves me so boldly, fully, and he also has a different perspective because he sees media that I wouldn't, eh? What on earth is she on about? No one in the world loves me more than him, she continues. So I know he's always going to make sure he's got my back. Always? I wonder. I wonder how much more of this smothering, asinine verbosity the dim Duke can take. Perhaps he likes it. Perhaps he'll be happy to drown in moronic Meg speak for the rest of his days. If so, I wish him the best of luck. God knows he's going to need it. But back to that interview under the glossy front page headline, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, meets her moment. What does that even mean? And then the even more nauseating, after years of being subsumed by other people's narratives, the Duchess of Sussex is ready to author her own next chapter. Clearly another dig at the British royals. But memo to the top team at Harper's Bazaar: just because Her Montecito Majesty vomits pretentious semi-English gobbledygook, there's no need for you to follow suit. In fairness, credit to writer Caitlin Greenwich for exposing the haughty airs and graces of the former game show glamour girl she sat down with at 2 venues. Their table at the exclusive Beverly Hills Hotel, journalist Caitlin noted, was a calculated choice because it was in a prime position where all the other diners could see them. But oh my God, the coffee. Not just any coffee, a cappuccino with Meghan's picture drawn into the foam. Oh, she cries. I recognize this picture. That's from our trip in South Africa. But it's when they meet again at the New York home of one of Meghan's friends that the studio lighting man's daughter's exalted new status really comes into play. When I enter, writes Caitlin, the house manager announces, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, even though we appear to be the only other two people in the house. Good Lord, who the hell does the Duchess of Suits think she is? In case she's forgotten, she's a cable show actress with a talent for social mountaineering. On the Harper's cover, more of that trademark bravery as Meg poses bare-faced without makeup. So far, so good. Then she starts talking, and it's downhill all the way from there. On the fascinating topic of imperfection, she garbles, I'm a mom with kids at that age when they are constantly learning something new. I watch them face things that feel completely insurmountable. But you can remember and say, I know it seems really hard right now, but trust me, that's going to come so easily soon. Oh, how you wish she'd just shut up. But of course she doesn't. On she drones. I can give myself the same grace as a founder. There's no such thing as perfect. I too get to make mistakes. Meghan makes mistakes? Surely not. But as she concedes, there's not a lot of fun in trying to be perfect, especially when you spectacularly fail at it. Eh, Meghan? Meghan Markle is at the centre of a Dressgate drama that has mired her in yet another damaging public row from which she is not emerging well. Did she steal the green gown she was provided with for a magazine photo shoot? Absolutely not, insists the difficult Duchess. Sources explaining that as a royal, she is required to archive the clothes she is seen in. Whatever the hell that means, it has spectacularly failed to calm the storm. This extraordinary controversy is erupting now after Ms. Markle appeared in the promo for her With Love Meghan Netflix Christmas special, wearing an off-the-shoulder number by the designer label Galvan. Eagle-eyed viewers spotted that it was the very same outfit she donned to grace the cover of Variety mag 3 years ago in 2022. And therein lies the tawdry tale. Recollections may vary, but according to some, as soon as the camera stopped clicking, Meghan just walked off with the $1,695 garment, which is around £1,300 in British money. Didn't ask, didn't pay, just took. Isn't that what we mere commoners call theft? No way, declares a spokesman for her ladyship, who haughtily informs us the insinuation that any items were taken without the full knowledge and agreement of the on-set stylists or their respective teams is not only categorically false, but also highly defamatory. Any items kept were done so in total transparency and in accordance with the contractual arrangements. So, while it's not unknown for celebrities to procure the clothes they model at photo shoots, it's crystal clear Meghan got the green dress for free, a perk she was denied when she was required to follow the strict probity of British royal rules. But hey, now that Mistress Meg makes her own rules, the money she saved can perhaps go towards the upkeep of the $29 million Montecito mansion she shares with her multi-millionaire husband, Harry. Every little helps, eh? Happy days. Meanwhile, here we go again. The umpteenth video of the back of the kids' heads as Meghan selflessly posts on Instagram her being selfless on a visit with Harry, Archie and Lilibet to a volunteer food insecurity kitchen in Los Angeles. Just to make sure we all realise just how wonderful she is, Meghan adds the modest caption, "Show up, do good," the motto of the Sussex's Archwell Foundation. In the Duchess's me world, charity must not only be done, it must be seen to be done. Inspirational, St. Meghan. Truly, you are an angel on earth. Unbelievable. But while the Dressgate fallout was escalating and the dust still settling after her bizarre bravery of jam-making interview in Harper's Bazaar, the former cable show actress tantalised us with an intriguing announcement. In a cryptic Thanksgiving message to her online store customers, she teased, "Something big is coming." Ooh, how exciting! What could it be? As you were, get off the edge of your seats, stop chewing your nails. The stunning revelation turned out to be a Black Friday offer of 20% off all as ever products. So, whoop-de-doo, Meg's astronomically priced $28 pots of honey will now set you back a bargain basement $22. A jar of jam for just $11. Wow! Don't get crushed in the rush. Meanwhile, the self-styled domestic goddess has been on Instagram once again with a crucial video showcasing how she seasons a turkey. Amazing! Is there no start to her talents? Apparently not. Worried food fans pointed out that while handling the raw meat, Chef Markle kept her jewellery on. A bacteria-packed hygiene no-no. Oh well, talking of untalented, there's no denying that Meghan's spare Prince Harry is seriously in demand, accepting an invitation to deliver an important speech to a bunch of Canadian real estate agents. Hope they're paying him well. Not sure the Aurea Powerhouse Conference in Toronto got the right guy, though. Here's how they build old ginger nuts. Humanitarian, mental health advocate, environmentalist, and military combat veteran. His work is dedicated to creating positive and lasting change for communities and the planet, particularly in advancing conversations around resilience and healing. What? Can that really be the dim Duke? But at least they didn't pretend the not famously intellectual prince knows anything about flogging houses. Instead, they promised his oratory would focus on his favourite nebulous subjects: service and leadership. Would that be the service he so impressively displayed when he turned his back on his royal duties to run away to California with his Hollywood wife? As for leadership, what does Harry know about that? Who has he led in life? What leadership has he ever shown? Answers on a postcard, please.